I took a look at your budget. You encourage people to take a look at your budget. I always enjoy reading budgets. I'm weird like that. I also enjoy reading minutes from town board meetings, planning notes, things like that. I'm big on that. Sale of capital assets in 2022. You guys got allocated about $160,000 worth of sale of capital assets. What's going on there? You got anything on that you can share with me on that? What are you guys looking to sell off?
Believe that was the old Melrose Inn. So we took there was a bed and breakfast in town on Melrose Avenue. It was called the Melrose Inn. Really nice facility. Very old, needed a little bit of TLC, but huge. Like 20 something rooms or something. Caught on fire. There was a real weird issue with the property owner and whoever had the note on the building, and a lot of legal stuff that got involved. And finally, my board got so tired of it, we bought the property and we cleaned it up because the insurance on the property owner was not going to do anything. It was a whole thing. So we bought the property, we cleaned it up, and we just flipped it. So we did.
So there you go. So you guys are in the real estate business too, then, huh? How about that?
Yeah, we're allowed to be in North Carolina. There's a little bit more laws to it, but yeah, we took it into our own hands and we cleaned it up and we sold it.
The second largest expense, it looks like, besides personnel, like we talked about, right? But police is a large expense there. Talk to me about the terrain that the police have to deal with in Tryon, the equipment that they have to use there, training. Talk to me about your local police force and kind of what they're dealing with these days.
Yeah, so the police business is a funny business. It can be very expensive to provide police officers to a community. Not only are you having to pay someone, but in today's world, we're seeing less and less people graduate from these programs to become police officers. So much like the inventory issue with real estate, there's an inventory issue with police officers. There's just not enough out there. So that means that one person that would have been worth $30,000 a year 6 years ago, now they're probably worth $40,000 a year, and they're the exact same person. But then you have to outfit them. You have to provide equipment. You have to provide police vehicles. You have to pay for the software that is inside the police vehicles, and that stuff's not cheap. And they're on recurring budgets. Then you have to have dispatchers. Then you have to have equipment for them to dispatch on. Then you have to have all the radios. It does add up, and it adds up fast. And for us, we send our officers to as many trainings as we can. We've been lucky enough to steal really qualified individuals from neighboring municipalities or counties and bring people in with real experience, not just a person fresh out of BLET. I mean, we're stealing people with 20 years experience, and we're investing in them because it makes for a more well-rounded police force. It makes for a police force that's more intelligent, that's more seasoned. The people that know I can talk my way out of this as opposed to using force. And so we see a huge difference in our community than I think what's portrayed in the media to 99% of the country.
I think, generally speaking, it'd be hard for me to come to a counter argument to this, but people want to feel safe. Right. People want to feel like they can live in their community freely and without worry of harm to themselves or to their family or to their property, their physical property as well. Do you see a lot of your officers walking the downtown area, hanging out with the residents or checking on people, relationships with officers?
Our officers, I love them all. They're really great people. They are so different from what a lot of towns are used to. And we actively go out and find those people. We had a position open for probably about a year or more. But our police chief was very adamant, and I respect it and I agree with it. This is a small department. This is a department that has a huge impact on the community. I don't want to just get any geek off the street. Like, we have to get someone that fits the mold of what we want to portray and put that out there. I mean, we have officers that get out and talk to the business owners. We have the first name basis with business owners, citizens. They walk the streets. At night, they check all the downtown district. They check all the doors, make sure that the business owner locked their door. If not, they'll call them up on their cell phone at 2 a.m. and leave a message and say, "Hey, your door's unlocked." But it's a everything in this world is, you portray who you want to be. Whether it's the age-old, like, dress for the job you want kind of deal. Our officers wear the traditional LA blues, nothing crazy. And then you go to some municipalities and, every officer's dressed out like they're going to do some SWAT thing, or, like they're dressed for war. And it's a necessity in some areas. I get that. In Tryon, it's not. And our officers opt to just be as casual as they can be. And it makes for a more approachable officer to everyone in the community. It makes for an easier environment, especially in today's world, to be a little bit more open and have the real world discussions. So, yeah, our officers are very community friendly.
Equestrian community, police officers. Do you have officers that ride horses in the town of Tryon?
No, we do not. I think at one point, way before I got here, they may have actually talked about that, from what the police chief said. But horses are very expensive. Believe it or not, outfitting a police vehicle is a lot cheaper than getting a horse.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, okay.
But
well, let's talk. Go ahead.
I was just saying there'd be people that would love for us to have officers on horses.
This guy right here would love to see it. I'm a big fan of it. Nothing terrifies me more than the thought of getting kicked in the face by a horse. So definitely increases your stature if you can ride a horse gracefully. So I'll just throw that out there.